welcome back. Another live stream. Today we talk KASPA and the Bitcoin choppy, scammy chop.
The Bitcoin shenanigans. It's just the typical Bitcoin nerve-wracking moment where it's just trying you it wants to, but then who it's like when we were young, you blue balls. Remember that? Giving you blue balls. So that's the same thing that Bitcoin is doing right now, man. Giving you some kind of blue balls, and it's just that's the way it is. But hey, everyone. Good morning, good evening, and good night. Before we continue talking in the markets, we just want to make sure that you are still here and alive. Say good morning. Tell us how are you feeling today. Is everything good? John Govan is already saying good morning, gentlemen. Thank you, John. Is it John Giovan or John Giovan? It sounds Italian a little bit. I don't know. Giovan.
Gloven, man. It's Gloven.
It's Gloven. I need glasses already.
It's
No,
an
it's
L.
it's
It's an
Giovan,
L.
man. It's an I.
No way. No way. It's an I, man.
It's an I.
Whatever, man. For me, it's Gloven for a while, for many years. So I'm not gonna change it now. But anyway, man.
uh,
Let's
he's
look on
been
the
with us
bit.
for a year, and we were misrepresenting his last name. We're sorry about that, John. It's Giovan, but he
He
loves
ne-
he loves how CM says it. So you
he
can
never
continue doing.
correct me, so I think I'm right. Maybe he is wrong. You know what I mean?
He's wrong.
I'm joking. But anyway, guys, look, this is the Bitcoin. Chopping under this trend line. Actually we had a failed attempt to break it. The third attempt. You know what? Bitcoin is actually such a mechanical beast. We usually do four tests before it breaking out. What was the last big one here we had? That was like kind of four tests. Obviously, that was like you can count this one as a one. Two, three. You know what? You can say this was five tests. But anyway, it likes to do five, four tests of these trend lines before it actually breaks. So we have looks like, man, this looks like a little one of these babies that we're now in. Okay, again, we like everybody else on planet Earth really hope for a breakout. We want it to happen now. We really want it to happen now. But if they want to manipulate it, they can push it down lower and then break it again from here, or maybe even lower. Who knows? And then but again, the best scenario is if we can break now, and then we get in some nice altcoin season, because we're starting to see really good altcoin charts. Altcoins, the coins, the big cap coins that we like to trade, setting up nicely, and we don't want Bitcoin to poop it up. So again, hopefully we're gonna get it, man.
CM, this Friday, okay, what was the date exactly going to be on Friday? Is it going to be the 4th or the 5th? Let me just check it out. This Friday is going to be the 4th of July, right? So that's the Independence Day. That's the Independence Day, okay? The thing about it that we're going to have also the one big beautiful bill that President Trump is trying to push, and the one big beautiful bill is can be very bullish for the market in the sense that they will need to print money for treasuries, okay, and so on and so forth. So maybe the market is waiting for that to happen, okay, because it's big news. It's big news, and it's supposed to be this Friday. So maybe the market is kind of positioning itself a little bit, figuring what's going to happen on Friday, and then after Friday news, we will see, how the market will react to that news specifically. Okay, let's wait and see. So the big one beautiful bill is this Friday. Maybe we won't get a breakout before that. CM, I will need to see what happens on Friday to actually get that and see what's happening. Just in a nutshell, okay, supposedly, okay, it's going to be, it will add roughly 2.4 to 3.3 trillion dollars, in liquidity, okay, to the, over a specific amount of time. But that's a lot of liquidity that might be added to the markets, in different mechanisms. So I think maybe that can be kind of a catalyst. But let's wait and see. Let's wait to Friday, and let's wait to see how the market will react to the news specifically on Friday, and not try to jump the gun on it. That's a piece of advice.
Yeah, man. 4th of July, man. Could be, hopefully, we're going to get a breakout on 4th of July. Why not? Bitcoin is very, drama queen lady, boy. He's like, he likes to pump on, you remember he pumped on the 1st of April in 2019. He likes to pump on this, ooh, yay, he likes to do its thing in his own manipulated way.
Of course, of course.
So we'll see. Anyway, F Bitcoin. Let's look on KASPA a little bit. This guy is saying KASPA, ChatGPT told him that KASPA
He asked ChatGPT, man. It's a different. It's a knockoff. It's a cheap ChatGPT. So he asked ChatGPT.
All right. So
All
GPT
right.
says him KAS $1 is possible if cycle extend to 2026, and that 30 to 80 cent range only if it peaks this year. Let's look on KASPA, man. At the moment, KASPA is cooked, my friend. And if it breaks the all-time high, in my opinion, this year, it's a miracle. Okay, people are like, in the KASPA army, they're like, "Hey, we're going for sure." Dude, my target, sir. I'm a KASPA army. My target is $1 this year. Do you think the market gives an F about your target? All these people, that are wrecked buying KASPA, calling for $1. They are sure, they are certain. This is what's scary. When everybody are certain that something that looks miraculous will for sure happen, that's scary. That means, it's probably not going to happen. Again, if it can break the all-time high this year, for me, it's a miracle. For me, it's a miracle because this top is the most nasty top I've seen in crypto. And if you close above it, stay above it, break above it, hold above it, obviously it can be a big move. It can be a big move, but first you need to break it. You need to break it. And these people are calling for, like, much more than $1. But even $1 from the 20 cent mark, that's a 5x, man. People are so greedy in crypto, man. They are like,
Very greedy.
they're
Very
so
greedy.
greedy, man. Like they don't look even here. Look at this. This is already up a ton. It's up a ton, and they still want more and more and more. Can it happen? Yeah, but first you need to break the all-time high. There is very, you know, very unlikely. It's very unlikely that it will break the all-time high in the coming few months, and we are actually calling for a top soon.
CM, you know what I like when you use it, and you didn't mention it, so I'm going to mention it, guys. This is the Caspa log chart, okay, not the regular chart. So you can see actually everything from the inception and everything. So look at this, okay. This is the 200-day moving average that CM says about multiple times. Okay, look what happened. As long as we were above it, okay, and we kind of got very heavy upon it on this area where we were topping, we were still in like an up move. But then once we confirmed below it, that was the first time that actually the push higher was the first, important lower high. Okay. And then we actually retested it. This was a beautiful short opportunity. Actually, I didn't take it. I took shorts here, actually a bit lower, but still this kind of confirmed more downside is coming. And here we actually got hit by it again, rejected by it. Now, it's not only that we got rejected by the 200-day moving average, multiple times. Very importantly, these two times, it's also that the slope of the 200-day is moving down. We are in a downtrend slope in the 200-day moving average. And The reason why this is important is because, look, the moving average isn't a real border. It's not real, okay? Yes, we understand it's in the chart. So many of you are like, oh, it's not a border, it's in the chart. Yes, I get it. But if you look at charts over the past 100 years, if it's in crypto, if it's in stocks, okay, all risk assets, you'll see that the 200-day moving average has merit to it, okay, has merit to show you where, okay, the inflection points moving from a bull to bear market happens. Specifically with these retests occurring, it confirms a downtrend. And even worse is where momentum is so bad, where the slope actually confirmed to the downside, okay? So it's not only that we will need to see, a break to new highs to kind of convince ourselves that maybe there's strength into the market. Before that, we have work to do, okay? The work that we need to do is to figure out how to break above the 200-day moving average, break above it convincingly from these levels also, and to have the slope becoming in an uptrend once again. This is not an easy feat because this slope actually confirmed, heavy momentum and heavy supply, okay? This is confirming a lot of sellers are above here, always trying to sell. When you try to pick your head, boom, sellers will come. Pick your head, sellers will come. Now, okay, we're not saying that KASPA won't do it, 100%, because we don't know what will happen, okay? But we are arguing that there's a lot of work to be done for KASPA to be bullish again, like it was in 2023, which was the year where KASPA manifested its strength, priced in all the technology talks, all the things within it. And now, to be honest, we're just seeing, okay, the chart, KASPA is just showing heaviness, sluggishness, and a lot of work needed to be done, okay, in order to become a winner again. And to be honest, the probabilities are stacked right now at this current time against it. And CM and I, we track probabilities. We don't try to be hoping and believing and nothing of that sort. We just figure out high probability moves. That's it. Clean and simple.
The truth about KASPA is that big early bag holders were good at whipping up interest with insane predictions. These large holders won't hold for $5. They can dump on you at 25 cents and make a 50.
They dumped on 20 cents. They dumped
They already
on 18.
dumped. They already dumped. That's the distribution top, man. It's priced in. The KASPA, the KASPA price explosion expansion move that these cryptos get in there when they're having this bull market. It's already priced in, okay? It's already priced in. There is very slim chances of you getting another one, another 100x or 10x or 20x. There is very, very slim chances, man. It is cooked, man. It is absolutely cooked. Guys, smash the like, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment. By the way, if you've been holding KASPA for the last 1.5 years, you're cooked. But you can do something about it, man. You can uncook yourself. How you do it? Join our VIP, man. Really, we have many KASPA people, KASPA lovers in the VIP, and once they join, we told them, hey, dump it, it's okay, dump it. We're having a call. We tell them, hey, it's okay, dump it, and then we're saving them tons of capital. Now they're trading the market leaders when they pump. If the last month when KASPA pumped, we traded it, took profit, and that's it. We actually shorted it later. We teach you how to be money oriented. Okay, we want you, to be money oriented. We're here in crypto for the money, all right? And that's what we teach. So really, if you like, if you wanna, succeed and survive in this market, you cannot be a hodler. Hodlers are cooked, and you don't want to hold downtrends. Okay, you don't want to hold downtrend. No.
Yeah. By the way, CM, we are preparing our next seminar, okay, which we're giving a sneak peek to the date right now. It's going to be a beautiful seminar. We're going to take concept we talked about, but we're going to go even deeper in them to make sure that people understand them even better, okay, and more precise to how to, how to eventually make beautiful gains consistently, okay? Now, the date is probably going to be the 23rd of July, okay, Wednesday 23rd of July. That's when roughly we're going to make the seminar. We're going to prepare something very beautiful, extremely good, okay? And as always, if you are a member of ours in our memberships, you're going to be entitled for 50%. So anyone who wants to join the membership now, the VIP, the elite VIP, for example, because I know many of you out there have above $100,000 account, sometimes even $1 million, sometimes even $2 million, but you don't know what you're doing. You're actually losing money on things like KASPA, on other things. You definitely need to check the elite VIP, which is this one. Check it out. Scan the QR code or any membership. Okay, actually, the elite VIPs get the for free the seminars, but if you join the regular VIP or the other ones, you get 50% off. Okay, so join any membership that is good for you. Whoever you are, choose that, and you'll be positioned well to what happens in the 23rd of July, which is going to be the next seminar that we have. Okay, so be ready. It's coming. The next big, beautiful seminar, yeah.
All right, all right, all right. Let's talk.
Paul said, what?
Yeah, well, let's talk about this one.
He said, yep, everyone who bought at 20 cents a year ago paid for all the future catalysts. That's why KAS dumped when 10 bips launched. Yeah, of course. I mean, look, the pricing in was the way up. Okay. The sideways action, actually from 15 cents to 20 and then back to 50, all that, 1 year topping stage, more than 1 year, that was a topping stage. It was just after the pricing in happened. And that's where all the people that bought in at 1 cent and earlier than 1 cent, they sold. Okay, all the Mara and all these miners, they sold. Okay, people sold and distributed everything. Now you need to wait to see if there will be new accumulation, which right now we're not seeing confirmation of it just yet.
Mike is saying, I bought a lot of ZBCN recently, thinking it would reverse. Would you recommend to get out of the position or don't panic for now and hold? Man, we do not buy big bags of coins, just because we think it will reverse. Okay, we wait for an evidence. That's what we do. That's why we are pros, man. Now, again, I actually trying to start a position, I think a couple of days ago when it was, around the 3 or whatever. It was looking like it's bottoming out. But again, then it dropped lower. Now, I got stopped out, all right? I'm not holding anything, man, that is not going up in value, all right? The only thing, what we're doing, man, we are entering trades. We're looking to enter trades on the maximum potential possible when they're gonna start going up. We don't want to buy and then be in the chop. We don't want to be in the chop. We don't want to suffer into these chop phases. We want to buy on the perfect moment when price is done going down again. It's done. It's not gonna go down anymore, and it's just gonna or sideways from here or up. All right. So now, what you're doing, you're risking. You're taking high amount of risk. You're not trading with stops. That's why we invite you to join our VIP, because once you join the VIP, you will never take a trade without putting a stop. Okay, you know what I mean? Whenever you take a trade, you use stop and you put take profits. All right. And as ZPCN start its next leg up, which we believe will happen soon. Again, soon we don't know. Can be a couple of weeks, can be a couple of days, can be a couple of months as well. Depends. But once it happens, we start building a position into it. We're doubling into it. You need to know progressive exposure. Okay, how to progressively expose yourself into these risk on assets. Okay, you cannot just go balls deep on the moment you think it's bottom, because as you can see right now, it didn't bottom. All right, it didn't bottom. It might be in a bottom in trying to carve a bottom. Yeah, it could be. I'm actually speculating it does, but we wait for evidence. Okay, and you, if you trade with big money, you do not want to take this risk. You do not want to do these mistakes, because every mistake you make with a big position, let's say 50K position, 100K position, every mistake in crypto cost a lot of money. It is what it is. And a 10% down on a 100K position is a 10K minus, it's a 10K drawdown. We do not want that, all right? Also, and if you talk with 200K, you know what I mean? So really, sir, we are not financial advisors. We're not giving financial advice. Join our VIP. Actually, you should join our elite VIP and book a call with us. We're both going to talk with you on the phone. We're going to do a mastermind call for the elite, just like we do with all our elite members. And we're going to tell you exactly what we think you should do, exactly, into details on the phone. On YouTube, we're not a financial advisors, and we're just traders. We're just trading the market.
Yeah, look, CM, the thing about this question is, there's two things. One, we don't know exactly when you bought. Okay, we have no idea how much of a loss you are. You said a few millions. Each 1 million of ZBCN is roughly $3,300 here, 3,300. Okay, each 1 million. So we don't know how many millions. We don't know when did you buy. Okay, we don't know what was your plan specifically. You did say that you bought in expecting it will reverse. Okay, so let's say that was your plan. As CM said, you don't have a stop loss. Okay, which is already bad, because that means your only plan was to see upside. You thought that you, for some reason, understand that it's going to reverse, and you didn't plan for a potential of you being wrong. Okay, because the reason CM and I, we don't buy downtrends, and we try to position only if we believe there's a certain probability it will go up, okay, is because we understand we're not gods. Okay, we don't understand what the market, we don't know for sure what the market will do in the future, right? There's only a certain degree of probability, so we respect the risk. We have a stop loss in mind. We take adequate position sizes. If it's a low probability, we're just trying to stab. We put a small position size. Only if it's a big probability or high probability trade, we put big, percentages of our account in. So it differentiates, okay? And I'm trying to teach you, not only you, Mike, but everyone, okay? Right now, and you said it in the end, are you asking us, do we recommend to get out of position or don't panic right now, which means you're panicking, okay? You right now, that's what you're saying. You are actually in a mode of panic right now. And the reason is because you did not respect the risk, side of trading. And that's what most people, they don't do. They think about, oh, if I buy now and it goes 10x, I'm going to be a millionaire. But what if it goes down 50%? You're going to go down to wrecked house. Okay. People don't understand what risk management is. Okay. And all of you that are watching right now, you need to understand that we, CM and I, the first thing in our mind is risk management. Only if we manage risk well, okay, then we have the basis of actually making consistent gains, and then we can actually make amazing gains when the time is right and ripe, okay? That's how we operate. That's the 3 levels of priority that we do and execute. So Mike, as CM said, we don't know anything about your position right now. We can't fathom by your question where you are right now. If you want better help, you need to tell us more, and you can do that by joining the VIP. Check that out, okay? Because it's clear that you are in a panic mode, which means you don't have a real strategy, which means you better pay for help or invest in yourself than just invest in the market without knowing exactly what to do, okay? That's my best advice to you. Sam, what are you showing us?
This is from Mike. Look, Mike, if this ZBCN is still in a downtrend, okay. It's still technically in a little downtrend, short-term downtrend here. But as you know, we are still in an uptrend. Okay, it's a very, very beautiful uptrend. That was the bottom, higher low. We're looking for a higher low. Will it happen here? Okay, or depend again. Remember, when you trade in altcoins, you always need to check the Bitcoin, because Bitcoin is the DJ. If Bitcoin suddenly doing manipulation, whatever, it will pull the altcoins usually down with it. Okay, so we're looking for a ZBCN bottom. Okay, at the moment there is no evidence for a bottom. Yeah, you have like a double bottom wicks here, that a lot of people are like
Yeah.
screaming, but a lot of ZBCN hodlers are screaming, yeah, it's the bottom, is it? Now, when they all screaming bottom, usually it's not a bottom. Okay, now, again, I'm waiting for this thing to bottom out, whatever it want to do. And I'm actually going to buy the breakout. Okay, I don't want to buy on the way down. I want to see, let's say it's bottoming out. I want to see it's bottoming out and then put in kind of a higher low. I want to see some kind of a trend change behavior. Okay, trend change behavior. And again, remember, even a trend change behavior can turn out to be a trap. Okay, and then it's gonna turn. It also, trading is a very is a very tricky, psychologically draining thing to do. And you don't want to be calling bottoms. You don't want to be looking for bottoms. You want to look for evidence, because you put your hard-earned money in the market. You want to look for evidence and the best time to buy with the least amount of risk. So you want to see breakout or trend flip or reversal confirmation. And at the moment, we don't have it. We don't have it, man. It is what it is. We don't have it. We're in a downtrend, and look at this. This downtrend here, you had a downtrend here, a mini downtrend in February, all the way to the breakout in April. Okay, so it was like 2 months downward and sideways. Okay, here, so this thing can take time. It takes time. Things take time. After coins are going parabolic, they are tend to go to cool off a little bit. So again, some of them just go ripping 2 weeks, 3 weeks after the parabolic and continuing. Some takes months. If you look on the XRP 2017 bull run, you had your first leg, massive pump, then it was cooling off for like 6 months, right, John? Like 5 months, 6 months, and then it went another 10x. Okay, so again, you don't know what's going to happen. You don't know. That's why you want to be accountable, precise, and looking for evidence, because every mistake you make and every position you take, which is not making you money, is actually a loss on another position that can make you money. Get me? Because remember, you're in a bull market. What?
Yeah. No, I'm with you. I didn't say anything. I wanted to show an example of Link in the beginning. Okay, Link in the beginning had a stage 1 with a horizontal resistance. Look at this, horizontal resistance, just like what ZBCN had. Then it broke out like ZBCN, beautiful. And then look at the downtrend that it had in the beginning. Okay, it had a kind of steep downtrend, 40-something%, and then look at what it created. It created a platform. Okay, this is what CM is referring. As long as it was in this downtrend, it was very hard to pick the bottom. It's okay, but once it recovered and created this sideways action over here, even though it was shorter than what ZBCN is having, then you could have bought the breakout here, and that was your true signal to come back into Link, for example, and it will continue later just to higher highs and higher highs. Okay, just made a beautiful move. So this is similar to what we'll be looking for in ZBCN right now, to break this downtrend, create somewhat of a sideways action, as tight as possible, and then boom, break out from that, potentially create one entry, second entry, maybe even a third entry later, and boom, boom, boom. As you can see, that wasn't the top. Okay, it actually moved, but it moved very fast, very quick. Okay, so we have multiple examples like this, like CM said, XRP, for example, Link, many different examples. So again, people, you need to know what to look for. You have to know what to look for. What is NT3 saying? He's saying, A trader sets a stop loss, investors don't. It's why they get wrecked. Well, it's not true, okay? Wannabe investors don't put a stop loss, okay? Wannabe investors in crypto that come and believe that if they read a white paper and they just buy something and hold it forever, it means that they will win. That's, a false
The
investor in my
white
opinion.
paper is that
The
is
white
that the
paper.
white paper?
That's the
Oh,
white paper,
okay.
CM.
Oh, look, KASPA just solved the trilemma. Wow, look at that. Let me wipe it.
Luna just, if this was 21, Luna just solved algorithmical stable coins.
And
Woo!
OM2,
100%
OM,
Luna.
Mantra DAO completely transformed the financial world. Look what happened to him. Rug pull.
Transformed the token, maybe,
All,
and more and more and
all
more.
crypto are just toilet paper. But once they pump, you want to buy this toilet paper because this toilet paper will be able to be sold later on a very big valuation. That's how you make money. But remember, at the end of the day, they are all toilet paper.
Exactly, CM. And just to kind of finish my point, these are all false investors. An investor is just a trader with a longer term time horizon. Still, all these real investors, all right? Real investors, they have an invalidation point, whether it's a stop loss at a specific level or an invalidation of a theory. Let's say you're a multi-billion fund and you have a theory, they all have invalidation points. Okay, why? Because they have risk management in mind. They're not stupid ass false people that believe that if they buy something and put all their money in, then miracles are going to happen. No, that's just being naive and trying to win the lottery. Okay, investors don't try to win the lottery. They don't. They try to find repeatable ways to make money. Okay, so yeah, false investors don't use stop. Real investors have invalidation.
So basically, all the KASPA army are clowns investors. They're not really because
Well, I don't know all of
most
them.
of them, most of them,
Probably a few million.
because
The ones
they
that
don't
are
have they don't
trolling
have
online.
invalidation point. They are all still holding, hoping.
Yeah,
Hope is not a strategy, man. Thank God
exactly.
we dropped these emotions. I had these emotions back in 2018 when I was DCAing into crypto. Was what they were not even toilet paper. They were like the dust of the paper, something horrible. I was buying the worst cryptos in the world in 2018. They are non-existent now. They're done. Lost all my money.
Many of them are non-existent, man. Many of them not don't
all
exist.
these all
Many
these
of them, man.
KASPA, and it doesn't matter if it's a KASPA or another hot coin, they will all learn the lesson. The lesson once the coin is going to a complete, bear market for a year or 2 years, they will learn the lesson that we learned in 2018, because at the end of the day, they are all cryptos.
Yeah. CM, from a probability standpoint, right? Probability standpoint, there is a much higher probability of any coin, Casper including. I know people won't like to hear it, but there is a much higher probability of any coin, Caspa included, to go down and be forgotten from the pages of history than for it to become the next Bitcoin. There is close to zero, close, okay, close to zero probability, close to zero, that any coin, Casper included, will be the next Bitcoin. However, there is like a 99% chance probability, looking at all the coins, that they will go down and be forgotten in the pages of history. Unfortunately, people won't like me saying it, but it's the truth. From a probability standpoint, you can't negate it. You can't. You can hope it's different. That's your choice, okay? But watching the probabilities, you can't negate that is a fact. Okay, so that's why CM and I, we don't believe in white papers. We believe it's a toilet paper. We don't believe in hopium. We believe in confirmations. We don't believe in holding. We believe in taking profits. Okay, over and over again. That's what we believe at. That's what we preach in this crypto mindset channel. We believe in taking profits and building a lifestyle, not believing in a coin, believing in ourselves. And of course, if people want to understand this better, join us. We invite you to transform the way you think. Stop thinking like the 90% of people that lose in the markets over time. Another fact, go check that with ChatGPT. 90% of people lose money in the markets. More, actually. Only 10% of people make money, but only like 2 to 4% actually make good money. If you want to be in that top 4%, you should join us. We invite you to join us. VIP for people that want to improve their lifestyle, elite for people that have above $100,000 and don't know what to do with it, round tripping their gains over and over again, actually losing sometimes. I have clients that have been losing 50, 60% of $1 million portfolio. Okay, so hey, join us. We invite you to come. What is Boot Andy saying, CM?
Livy, man, we have some time. We have some stuff to do, business. Anyway, guys, thank you guys for watching. You have a wonderful day. Like, subscribe, share it on your ex. See you in the next one.